A person will always ask, why are you patrolling a community? Why are you in a community? And why do you do what you do? And I answer it very clearly that if we don't do it, who will? So I don't think a question should actually be asked, why do you do it? The question should be, why are you not doing it? How do we, as citizens and people, get involved in stopping crime? And tonight, what we're experiencing here is a community that has decided in this area that enough is enough.
Why you so far? Where you coming from?
My friend, can you give the police officer respect? You are sitting with your lollipop, he's talking to you. Pay attention, please.
This is a step that will take us further. Our community is becoming so vulnerable in terms of these thugs and drug dealers. But if then we can come together as we are today, we can change this society.
There's only one way to lead, and that is by example. We have a saying that is in the African language, but I'll say it in English because it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a community to make something safe. It takes a city, it takes a country to start realizing that God helps those that actually help themselves. As ons gaan aanhou dink dat die polisie ons elke dag moet help, dan gaan help nie kom nie. En jou probleem is, ons beklei nie donker. En die mense wat op hierdie oomblik ons soek is in die donker. All of us here tonight, the people will know that we came here. So I would like to ask that this is not the last time that we work together and that we actually stand together.
So we are a community.
I agree.
An injury to one is an injury to all.
Meneer, as jy mense rondry, né, en jy kom in 'n ongeluk, wie vat verantwoordelikheid vir die mense wat seer kry? Sê gou vir my, kyk vir my. En 'n ander man ry jou voertuig. Is ek reg? Jou probleem is jy het nou binne in ons vasgery. Jy's 'n jong man. Jy het 'n lang toekoms voor jou. You got a long future, né? Wees op die regte kant, want ek weet dit maak nie nou vir jou saak nie. Law enforcement probeer die wette toepas. That's why we are here. Wat beheer daarso? Are you happy to see us?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you happy that we are here?
Yes, thank
If we are here, we can look after you.
Thank you so much.
Né? Ons is mos 'n community, man. Ons staan mos saam.
Yeah.
Nou, ons wil hê julle moet veilig wees. That's the most important thing at Sunbird Park today. God bless you. Né? And we stand together, inshallah. Ons moet as 'n gemeenskap saam staan. Ons moet ons boere beskerm op plasse met plaaswagte. Ons moet ons gemeenskappe beskerm met gemeenskapwag. When you've been in the military, when you have served in uniform, there is a nature of discipline, a nature of combat readiness, and an understanding how you work, for example, in a unit, in a structure, and how command systems work. My years that I served in the military, my years that I served in uniform, has really formed me and really shown me the way how we can actually perform in a situation of crime prevention. But it doesn't mean that because I have military training that I cannot pass that advantage to other people that have not had military training. I want to say specifically to the Neighbourhood Watch members, you are the shining light. You are the people that we depend on, and that's important to us. Being members of a Neighbourhood Watch, being members of a crime fighting association does not mean that you need formal training. It means that you can be trained. And if you look at the people currently that are working with us, with the police, with Metro Police, with law enforcement, with the structures, at the end of the day, those Neighbourhood Watch people are ordinary citizens. but that are willing to work as a unit, working together in a command and control with the uniformed members. And that's the hope that people like myself can pass on the training so that we can better equip the people on the ground, without a doubt.
We must just try to roll it over to other areas. As we started here today, together like this, let's go to Silver Sands and other areas up until Mfuleni. Because once we do that, that means we are going to have a healthy community.
Kijk van mij! Kijk van mij! Kom uit, je gaat zeker onder die bakkie. Want wanneer je moet zeker in, dus af.
Kyk gou vir my. Okay. Kyk gou vir my. Ek is nie om met jou te beklei nie, hoor. Kalmeer. Jy moet vir my luister. Ons is nie om jou seer te maak nie. Het jy my mooi gehoor? As jy met my gaan beklei, gaan ons die hele aand met jou beklei. Verstaan jy my? As jy mooi met my werk, dan praat ek mos nou ordentlik met jou, is ek reg? Nou wees ordentlik. Ek sê nou vir jou, as jy ordentlik is, want ons gaan net hierdie bakkie ry, dan lê jy. So we can't sit around anymore in this country and wait for the neighbor to get involved. We are the neighbor. And the reason I patrol as a leader, as a community leader, as a neighbor, and as a son of the soil, is because it's time that this country starts caring again about your neighbor, about who stays in your neighborhood. How are you? Can I come say hello? Yes, en hy's nog warm. Adila, how are you? Wassalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, and yourself?
I am all and brilliant, inshallah.
Amen, amen.
Come sit here with me.
Yes.
I'm not biased towards Cape Town because all over the country, you can actually slowly but surely see communities are starting to get up. They are starting to 100% patrol. So doen my 'n guns, kyk my oë. Ek is hier. Klim nou uit soos 'n ordentlike mens. Ons kan praat as jy uitklim. Ek beloof jou dit. Ek vat my woord. Vat jy my woord? Vat jy my woord? Gee my jou hand. Ek gaan jou nie seermaak nie. Ek gaan jou nie seermaak nie. Dan wil jy mos nou weer uit die bakkie uitklim, my broer. Ons kan nie julle hand hier wag nie, né? Kom my broer, kom.
Kom ons praat hier buite.
Dit help nie.
Ek wil net so in die bakkie.
Dit help nie dat jy daar lê nie. Nou jy moet uitklim want ons gaan nou nie meer tyd mos met jou nie, né? Sean, kyk vir my. Ek het jou my woord gegee, né? Vat my hand. Kom, vat my hand. Kom. Nee, kom uit. Ek gaan met jou nie daar praat, jy gaan seer kry daar. Ek wil dit hê hierso. Dis nie nodig nie. I saw a community stand up tonight. I saw a couple of great people coming together. And you know what's the best? It didn't take us a week. We organized it immediately.
You are a man of your word.
But don't you think it's easy? Just do what you say
Yes.
and say what you do. It's as simple as that.
It comes naturally what you love doing, you like to do.
Absolutely. Is there any political interference? Is there any political help? It doesn't matter what political party is in charge. What is important is that the people on the street and the civilians feel that they are taken care of. Vat my hand. Kom. Voel net daar, moenie uitkom nie. Vat net my hand. Vat my hand, Sean. Ek kan jou nie seermaak nie. Dis nie hoekom ons dit so. Kom saam met my. Wat kyk hierso? Dan los ek jou hand. Ek het jou nie gegryp nou nie, né? Vat my net weer. Kom. Vat my hand. Vat my hand, Sean. Vat op. Jy het hom nou net gehad. Het ek jou geslaan? Het ek jou uitgetrek? Nee, Sean. Kom. Vat my hand. Kom, klim uit.
We gaan niet komen, meneer. Mijn glaas hier gemaakt.
Maar Sean, gaan jy die hele hande onder die bakkie lê?
Die meneer, wat is het probleem?
Gaan die bakkie hê of gaan ons jou uithaal? Wat wil jy hê? Sê gou vir my, want jy verset jouself nou. Gaan jy saam met hulle of kom jy saam met my? Jy het 'n keuse. Wat jy wil hê? As ek hier wegstap nou, gaan hulle jou vat.
Ek gaan nie gaan net by die winkel of eens op.
Maar gaan jy nou die hele aand hier lê onder 'n polisiebakkie of gaan jy kom saam met my? Wat wil jy hê? Jy kan nie hier lê die hele aand nie want die bakkie gaan ek nou trek.
No.
Kom. Kom nou. Kom nou. Kom saam met my. Jy het 'n keuse, son. Of jy vat my hand en ek lel jou en jy kan staan en praat, of ons gaan jou met opset hier insit. Wat wil jy hê? Ek gee jou mos nou die uitweg. Vat my uitweg. Ek beloof dit vir jou.
Maar kyk nie meneer, asseblief ek niks gaan doen nie.
Okay, so jy wil nie uitkom nie, né?
Ja.
Wil jy uitkom? Kom.
Jy waar is toch aan meneer?
Nou kom uit. Too many times now we have played politics on the basis of making people feel safe. There are certain things that should be taken out of political structure, and that is the caring of a community, the solving of poverty, the making sure of education, and the health of the people and the environment. So yes, obviously if you sit here in Cape Town, you've got to understand that there are structures which the DA obviously are in charge of. But what I see in the governance of the city is the effort of every leader, no matter your politics, to get involved. I am not a DA member. I am the leader of the UIM. But what I've decided is that we put political difference aside and we fight for the community. And I'm not saying that every councillor and every politician should get into vehicles and patrol. But I can tell you and I can testify, City of Cape Town, where I serve, there are huge leaders in council. Even our mayor, Jordan Lewis, JP Schmidt, these are the people that go out. It just shows you community in action at the end of the day. Ek tel tot 5. Ek was nou ordentlik, die polisie gaan nou oorvat. Jy het 'n keuse. 1 2 3
Wat winkel kan Louis?
4
Wat gebeur nou?
Kom, son.
Ja, maar dis moet sê, as jy uitkom dat het gaan. Ja, dis moet sê, ek wil hom nie verder gaan, dan maak ons seer.
Kom.
En dat is nie waarvoor
Kom, son, jy gaan huis toe gaan.
Kom.
Son, gaan huis toe. Kom, gaan huis toe.
As jy my hand vat, dan kan jy huis toe. Dis hy. As jy die hand vat, gaan jy huis toe. Jy kan huis toe gaan. Kom, son.
Huis toe opdrag van die polisie af. Huis toe.
Kom. Stadig. Stadig. Kom.
Nou gryp jy weer die ketting vas.
Moenie jou ketting, vat jou hand, sit jou hand hierso. Son, hierso. Sit jou hand hierso.
As jy nog weer ondergaan, dan as jy huis ry verby.
Staan terug. The answer to gangsterism and the answer to crime is not to continually to just lock people up. It is to change the societal behavior and to actually create business and work in the communities that are poor. That's how you solve crime. Because if they work every day, they are going to be tired to go and do crime. That's a fight. We've got to get this country working. There will be a time for vote. There will be a time for election. Now is not that time. Now is the time that all of us stand together. And I can tell you, the mayor of this city, I have a lot of respect and a lot of time for Jordan Lewis. Because at the end of the day, he's a motivated guy. And I will stand behind anybody that rolls up his sleeve. So the answer is yes, we get help, but we've got to help ourselves. Politics has got nothing to do with it. What has to do with it is leadership. We are all leaders here. We are all individual leaders. This is how we do it. This is how we stand together and the people appreciate us. Ek het jou gevra om my te vertrou, het jy my vertrou? Kyk vir my. Het iemand nou aan jou geraak toe jy uitklim, ja of nee, son? Kyk vir my. Is jy okay nou? Nou sien jy partymal nê, moet jy mense net vertrou, maar jy kan nie respek hê vir die polisie nie. Het jy my mooi gehoor? Hierdie mense kom uit elke dag en gaan dood om jou te beskerm, son. Het jy my mooi gehoor? Jy kan nie dit aan mekaar doen aan die mense nie, verstaan jy? Kyk hoe staan jy nou? Bevrees is jy nou. Is dit nodig, son? Is dit nodig? Wil jy nie net veilig by die huis kom nie?
Daar is my plan.
Waardeer jy nie hierdie mense om jou nie? Kyk om jou.
Baie man.
Kyk hoe beklei hulle vir jou. Dink jy nie dis disrespek nie, son? Kyk vir my. Jy's nie so 'n mens nie. Is jy, Louis? Dis nie die mens wat jy is nie. Ons moet sergeant met die man praat. Want dit is nie hoe jy moet jouself op hierdie oomblik hanteer nie. Kyk agter jou, sien jy daai van? Kyk daarso, kyk my broer. Dit is waar jy gaan opeindig, hoor jy my?
Verstaan meneer?
Dis nie nodig nie.
Verstaan Lord?
Verstaan jy? Jy's 'n kind van iemand, man.
Verstaan meneer?
Verstaan jy? Ons wil jou nie seermaak nie, dis nie nodig nie. Is ek reg so?
Meneer?
Sergeant, wat wil ons doen?
Ik kan maar stoppen man, ik kan maar stoppen.
Kyk jy, dit was 'n hand, né? Dit was net 'n hand. Partymal moet jy 'n bietjie mens vertrou, né? Louis, jy ken hom, né?
Ik zie weer.
Is dat
Niks meer.
En jy, hoe die mense sukkel om te vertrou. Dis is, I was sitting there reaching out my hand after this man resisted, you understand? And this is the point. Just trust. We just want trust. Trust in the community. We are looking at a lost generation if we don't immediately interact. Look at Sean. Sean is part of that lost generation. But when I saw Sean now, I actually got heartful. Because that's someone's son, man. Dis iemand se seun, Louis. You know what I mean? But in the community, they do they do drugs, because at the end of the day, this is the choice that has been given. And I was dreading for this guy. And then I heard you say his name, which meant that you knew him or you knew of him. He's not just a person that we don't know. Maar hy het van visies weggekry. En dit is mos nou nie die enigste keer wat hy dit gedoen het.
Hulle moes laaste keer letterlik saam met hom binne na die politieweer en gillen. I want SAPS law enforcement shows me one of you that had shown into the event like it is. Just like that. Never. Never. I'm telling you. He fights them and the van.
You could see the fear in this man's face. Because he knows he's in trouble. But I'm telling you, when he got out there and we treated him like a human being, he has now more trust, in my opinion. We've done more tonight in this community, in race relationship, in community relationship, and in leadership like yourself. I learned a great scripture that is in the Quran. I respect the Islamic faith as well, as a Christian. And in the Quran it says, if every neighbor looked after every neighbor, no one would need looking after.
Thanks, Councillor De Beers, about this initiative. I was not present when we were here last week, but what I got from your reporting back to us, myself and Councillor Spoons forced our way to say today we will be here. And we are going to be here up until we change the community.
In my opinion, is the right way to fight crime. Is not to wait for the neighbor, not to wait for anybody else, but to do it ourselves. I believe in leading by example. This is important. You've got to lead by example.
And if I should provide you,
Yes.
you alone,
Yes.
with savories to keep you in our
Yes, then
area,
you will do
I
so.
will do it.
I want to say one thing, and that is that this country has hope. We have hope together. Ons is die hoop van hierdie land. We are the change. Ne? I'd like to say thank you to Anthony from CPF, our chairperson. I'd like to thank SAPS Warrant Sergeant, thank you for everything. Inspector Waterboer, thank you very much for you and law enforcement, the guys that are here. Our patrollers and CRU members that are present. Ek weet hier's 'n paar manne wat nou nie wil op die kamera wees nie, want hulle vrouens weet hulle is nie hier nie. Maar is alright. Is alright.